Smile. 2022's Smile.
It's a good movie, scary movie, but a bit long. I liked it more than the last movie we watched, that's for sure.
This movie feels a lot more whole.
But yes, in terms of horror, for me, this one beats Talk to Me, because Talk to Me's best moment for me, scary-wise, was the demon crawling on the ground, but we kind of laughed at it. Like, I think I would be more terrified watching just on my own, so that's why I would rate it higher than the other two movies.
We got a girl. Her name is Rose, which, hey, the last movie was called Emily Rose. We got a Rose theme going on here. If somebody was named Rose and Talk to Me, we got quite the crazy thing going here. But, so Rose is a psychiatrist? Therapist, one of them.
Yeah, she's like a psychologist or whatever. She works in therapy.
And the first thing that we see is there's this girl who's like freaking out to her, and she's talking about. Wait, was there a scene before this?
It was just a guy that was just kind of going crazy. But this is this is the actual scene. She looks normal at first, and clearly she's been dealing with this. They've been dealing with this demon thing for a while, and you could tell. And then randomly, she just snaps, and that's where she kind of unalives herself.
Yes, she unalives herself with a piece of knife. It sounded like it said pizza knife with a piece of glass.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't you laugh at me? What? Where's the glass from? She banged her head out the wall?
Pizza knife rolling around. Anyways.
I know, it sounded so with a piece. Where's she getting it in the psychiatrist's office?
And the whole idea is, and then that basically traumatizes Rose. And that's her situation. Then the demon is passed on to her.
You have to watch somebody as they unalive themselves, and then the trauma is on you. And then this could also be like how It Follows is like an allegory for STDs. This could also just be how it's like trauma patients and PTSD people end up taking their life eventually.
There definitely is some kind of like deeper meaning to this movie where it's talking about trauma. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm sure there is one. And yeah, and she starts all up seeing like the ghost or the apparition of Laura just in her home. We got A-Train there.
His name is Jesse T. Usher. Is that it? This is the first time I've seen him in a different movie. I just have to go over this. So he is boyfriend. They're engaged, right?
Fiance, kind of.
Okay, so they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there was a hug in this movie where for a second, I believed that fiction was real. I was like, these characters love each other. It was the best hug or maybe even best romantic thing I have seen in a movie in my entire life. I felt it. I kept saying to him, I was like, oh my God, like this is amazing. I was like, this is the best hug I've ever seen. They're really hugging each other. They love it. So I'm giving both of the actors their props right there.
It's funny because they could have just replaced his character with the ex-boyfriend's character and just had him be the fiance from the beginning, and nothing would have really changed because like the fiance eventually disappears from the movie.
I guess they just wanted I get what you mean, because then the part where if they wanted somebody like close to her to eventually leave her, they do the exact same thing with the sister.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she's seeing things everywhere. She's doing some research. She's still sleeping with the lights off despite being haunted by an actual demon, and she probably knows it. Even if I thought I was going crazy, I would still not want to trigger my craziness by turning all the lights off. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah,
you'd want to take precautions.
Like if you're seeing, you're not going to be like, let's get high right now. But yeah.
What was some of the crazy stuff that happened in there? I forget.
There was the ghost when she was like on her bed and she was like standing there. That was the first one we saw.
Yeah, okay.
Then there was at her work, she was opening up a window and there was somebody smiling that was really far away, kind of staring at her.
Yeah, they did the classic like far away.
And then there was that moment where we laugh and like we're kicking the guys. We mentioned that before, but
he didn't. I got close, but okay. There is a moment where this woman is in the hospital before, and we forgot this other character. There's a doctor who's above her, but we forgot to mention a character, Cal Penn's character, who is this doctor who's in the hospital, who is above her, but it's also like her friend. I think he is like the general manager of the hospital, maybe, but she always talks to him, gets information from him. So she's walking by, and then he's like sitting there weirdly, and then she approaches him and she's like, are you okay? And then he starts looking at him. He's like, you're gonna, instead of saying now he's going to something's gonna unalive him, she's saying it to her. He's like, you're gonna be unalived, and he starts freaking out, and then all of a sudden he gets close to her, But then she like blinks and he's like back on the bed smiling. And then
Yeah, and like, okay, before that, she calls for help. She goes outside the window and is like, this person needs to be restrained. And then everybody, like a bunch of like buff dudes start rushing into the room. And then she's just like, go. And then we cut inside the room and the guy is like peacefully sleeping. And then they just grab him and like, he's just like, what?
Okay, now what made me laugh is because we watched this. And this part happens. And then I go back and then I was like, wait, what just happened in that part? And then Christian was like, oh, you mean that part where they like grabbed him and they were kicking his ass? So it's like they were fucking they just grabbed him off the bed. The orderlies weren't fucking
like
shit kicking him.
It's just that the guy he was so like if you're told someone needs to be restrained, you go in there and he's sleeping
peacefully.
Like you're not gonna run up there and wake him up. He was sleeping.
You're also not gonna run in there and start kicking his 4 orderlies, a peaceful guy sleeping, rip him off the bed.
I feel like I wanna like AI it.
Oh please, that would be so funny. You probably could do that. That would be that'd be my favorite thing. But okay, so they kick his ass. There is a sister character. For some reason, I always see her in pink. They kind of know about what's going on with Rose. Why do I keep thinking her name's Julie? They know what's going on with Rose, but they're kind of like, just be on your best behavior because you're pissing everybody off. And then she's like, okay. And then she goes to her nephew's birthday party.
And one of the gifts is their cat mustache dead.
Rose's cat mustache.
And that sight is horrifying enough. And I like the movie a lot. I rate it like a good 7 out of 10. That's a high rating for me. It's a scary movie. But there's this goofy scene here where she starts freaking out. She's like, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Why? Like the way she acts here, maybe it's the actress's fault. She's just like, why don't you believe me? Like she's acting so silly.
It's like, why did they use that take? It was
and
like,
then she falls through the coffee table and she's just like,
yeah, that was so funny because she looks at her wounds and then she gives like such a like whine, like cry, like,
it's like she was portraying a different character at that scene. But yeah, that's something.
It was almost like in that moment, it was like scary movie parody. Like that's what it was like. It's like if they had the movie Smile and they did this. And then all of a sudden they were like, okay, this is the scary movie parody. That's what we watched. It was like, stop fucking looking at me.
She did sound more whiny or strange. But yes, that is also like a scary thing.
This also happened in the thing because when we first got introduced to Rose, we go to her apartment and she opens up a can of stuff. And I was like, ew, they're going to eat that? I was like, that looks like cat food. I was like, that's cat food. Gross. They're eating that? And then she gave it to a cat. I was like, oh. I was like, fuck it was cat food.
What's funny is there were so many scenes where they held on the cat for like
come on.
10 seconds. But yeah.
Come on now.
So after this, she starts doing research, discovering the pattern of the demon, and she learns that after 2 weeks, the victim usually dies. And so her ex-boyfriend, Joel, I guess is her name, he helps uncover the basic, like that's where she starts confiding in her ex, basically, like, and he is the only one that actually believes her. I like his character the most in this movie.
He is still hesitant.
Yeah, at first
he's very like,
but he's smart enough.
On the edge always. He
notices the pattern. Like he's smart, so he starts like he does research off screen, and by the end of it, he's like, yeah, I've discovered like 20 cases all connected except for one, but we can get to that later.
And there was a point where there was like her and him in a car, and he was like, come on, just like don't say it, pretty much. And then she said it, and he's like, I'm out of here, and he just left. This
is the part, like after this moment, I think is where there's a big lull in the movie where she's just kind of go about her daily life. She might see some creepy things. This is where the therapist, like she starts seeing a therapist as well. But nothing major happens until they discover that one guy did actually survive this demon thing, and it was by murdering somebody else. But yeah, basically what I was gonna like, I'm going through a list here of major moments so we don't forget anything. But what was number 8 was the witness trauma thing. Where that's where like they visit the guy in prison, and he tells Rose. She talks about a patient she has and describes her own symptoms as if she was, or the patient had this
Yeah, it
issue.
was the classic like I'm asking for a friend.
And that's where he does a lot of exposition that was very useful information, saying basically the only way that he personally escaped was that by murdering someone. That's probably why he's in prison.
So this follows very closely to two other movies, which we talked about, which is It Follows, where you need to have intercourse with somebody else, then you pass it on to that person, but it can come back to you. Or Final Destination, where if you unalive somebody, you get their remaining time that they would have in their life, but only the amount of time that they would have actually survived without you intervening and unaliving them.
So yeah, it is a major kind of trope, I guess, at this point, but it's not bad. It's kind of neat rules. But
I love
then,
rules. I do.
Yeah.
I love a concise rule, and I love cool creatures, and I love backstory, which I want more of from this movie. I want more. We got a little slice of the pie, but I want more.
See, I would love for a scene just like in Sinister where they just do FaceTime with some like historian that's just like, this is an ancient Sumerian demon.
That's why
named
that's why Sinister's higher up.
because like even hinting at that, I think amplifies how scary this is.
It does.
I
I
think it's
love
cool.
when things are ancient, and you're like, that's
Yeah.
why people have loved Welcome to Derry.
Now, this is what the scene you're talking about, where her therapist visits her. Actually, she's in her home, knock on a door. Her therapist wants to talk and say, like, you got to convince me you're not crazy and you're not a danger to others. So she's sitting on the couch. They're talking. They're having a back and forth. And she's just kind of like spilling all of her emotions or distress to
And
her.
then, bring, 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 bring. She picks up her phone. It's her therapist on the phone. And she's like, what the
It's
hell?
a very...
And then the demon just starts talking like, we're going to get you. Like,
yeah,
pretty much.
what does it say again? It's like, what does it say?
You're asking the wrong guy.
The demon's like, you're running out of time, Rose. It's like something like... So,
Yeah.
I think it... I don't like. I want backstory, but I don't want the demon talking like we're gonna get you.
Now,
It's kind of silly.
I loved that whole scene up until they told this actress to smile,
Mhm.
because it was the goofiest smile I've ever seen. She started out with like butthole lips, like, and then
Like, do you think? Yeah, exactly. Do you think that was like
it was horrible.
like the 20th take, and the actress kept laughing, or something? Like maybe she couldn't smile because she couldn't take it
literally,
seriously.
this is it. Like, it just looked like she had hard plastic surgery smile.
It was like an I just played a prank on you, or it's like you just sat on a whoopee cushion I placed there.
It was.
It's very silly.
It took me out of the moment. It was so silly. There was a lot of CGI in this
No,
movie
I never
that was
noticed-
out of place for me.
I never noticed the first time, but on second watch, yeah, there's a lot of CGI
Like,
blood, knife
they
stabs.
had the little boy, the nephew, who picked up
cat.
the cat. And I understand you don't want a little
Even
boy
like
hand, or a toy, but his hand was like CGI, and so was the cat. And it also moved. It moved like you were moving it like on Microsoft Paint or something.
They
Like, it was
didn't have to do that either. They could have opened it, cut to a close shot of the cat in there, like a prop, and then have everybody react.
and like cut to like this, like just the arm.
They could have hired a different kid because there was no emotion.
There was no emotion
He was
in that
apparently
child.
traumatized. Nothing. He was like Michael Myers. Like
So-
no reaction.
Then after this, the weird smile. It cuts to her. She's outside of.
Oh yeah.
Which one are we going
There's
to?
a hard cut to her in her car deciding she has to try kill somebody to get past on the curse. Well, it's a little odd editing wise because you go from the therapist goes up to her and she's choking her and so they had the alien saliva and then it cuts
yeah.
to the
They ripped off the Alien movie there.
Mhm.
I swear.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was Alien music. She had her right in her face. She was like this, and it was dripping saliva. If you put that Alien shot where the alien's right here and its mouth's dripping and it's got Ripley or whoever the was here, that's the same shot. I don't know if it was homage. I don't know whatever, but it was weird to me.
I think it must have been an homage or
Weird.
something. I even think her head was turned in the right way. You know what I mean? And then like the
But then
alien.
weird cuts in this movie.
The hard cut to her sitting in her car deciding on something. It's like I would like some kind of transition of her running out of her apartment. You know what I mean?
I know, because the only thing is, if we're having those things, explain it to me.
Mhm.
Explain that it's like, oh, the demon takes control of you and you don't know what you do sometimes. Or like you just lose track and your mind's we don't get any of that. We just get weird cuts and she doesn't react to anything.
There is like uncanny horror, but we interpret it as funny because she goes into the hospital later and she confronts the same guy that was smiling at her that got beat up or whatever, and she tries to kill him basically by like she starts stabbing him, right, and he has no reaction to it, and then he starts like starts laughing, and it's so funny because even her stabbing is awkward, and the Kash Patel guy over there is just kind of like his reaction is just like the whole scene is.
It's like, what are you doing? Like
It's like
weird.
a dream, and I guess it was a dream.
Now,
but like it was odd.
Another thing, I don't understand it. We have retractable knives. I understand they're dangerous. You can do it where you make, I don't know, but she had a CGI knife.
Yeah, the whole
and
thing
each
was CGI.
stab was CG, and I could tell, and it takes me out of the scene
because you could tell she wasn't holding anything, and she was just
and the way
later.
that you saw it, like going in and out, it once again looked like Microsoft Paint, where someone's doing this. It looks so funky and not good.
That didn't actually happen, and because the doctor eventually
It did in the movie.
he takes his face off.
He took it off the other way,
and then she wakes up in the car again. I think right. Like she didn't actually do it. Oh, and then that's when the doctor confronts her at the car and she drives away.
Yes,
and he's just like, I need to stay here.
Knife,
yeah, and like you're gonna do something stupid.
And that's Cal Penn of Harold and Kumar fame. Also of the Obama administration fame, because he was a part of the Obama administration.
And,
he was in politics
FBI
for a good while.
director.
But yes, he was outside banging on the window, star knife. No, don't leave, Rose.
So this next, this makes a lot of sense. And this is kind of like how dumb she is. Well, okay. Rose confronts her childhood past, reliving guilt over her mother's death, which fuels the entity. Why did she go back? Because we're wondering, as we're watching, why did she go back to the house? It has nothing to do with the demon. After that, like maybe she's given up, and she just wants to confront this one thing that she has control over. But she has no reason to go back there.
I don't really. I guess I missed the part. But why with the mom? Was the mom just sick and weird?
I think because I think she was trying to unalive herself, but she had second thoughts, and then her daughter was kind of like, she was scared of her mom because of her behavior, so she didn't want to call anybody, and that's where the trauma is, I guess.
So did her mom unalive herself in front of her?
I think she just OD'd eventually.
Okay. So, yes, we find it very strange. Not only that, to me it was odd because I feel like, I don't know how old this woman is.
She's apparently like early. She's like 30 in this movie.
But the house was, they're talking about selling the house. I don't know. They had this house that looked fine, like in the flashbacks, but like it's super like shittily run down. Like I don't think it would get like that.
It wouldn't. Because I just lived in a house that was made like long ago, and then like
I know that
in
there's
20,
no
30
civilian
years,
upkeep, but
like I don't think paint is gonna. How long does it take for paint to like? But like that's the thing. Okay, the curtain rod was bent like this. So unless people were like playing in there, destroying,
yeah, I don't know. Like it just seemed odd to us.
It looked like a haunted house from like Silent Hill. Like it was really
like the outside of the house looked too super rotted, and I didn't get it. Like that doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't happen to me. Wait, what?
But yeah,
happened to me.
But I don't know why she goes back to the house. She doesn't need to, but she wants to, I guess. And that fuels this demon to really take over her.
I think her plan was
just to die alone so nobody gets hurt.
I think that's what she was. She went to the furthest place she thought nobody would go because I think she thought I either will destroy this thing or I'm going to end it because I'll die to it and no one's going to see.
I see. That's probably the best interpretation of it, I think, is just this like, she just wanted to protect everybody else. And that also explains her reaction later when, but yeah, she sees her mother there and like they have a confrontation. It is not actually her mother, it's the demon, but it's playing her. And eventually it starts transforming into this very lanky person.
And he ruined this for me. He told me that it was just a really tall guy. And that made me laugh because all of a sudden I just have to imagine that this really big lanky guy is wearing little panties and a tank top. And I couldn't stop laughing, and I bet it would have been scary. But he ruined it, making me realize that this was a huge man wearing little panties.
Okay, there's this moment where Rose fights back. Yeah, that's her name.
Started with the S sound.
I was gonna say Sarah.
Rose.
I was gonna say Sarah. Her name's Rose, and she fights back against the demon. She like breaks its arm and runs out. It says, I control my own mind." This is where she has that moment where she's like, "I beat the demon. I'm free. I fought it."
I did like this part because I like that they harped on the trope where so many times it's just that I'm not scared of you and now I'm going to beat you and I'm going to say you don't have control over me and use an attack. They die. I like that. And then all of a sudden, no, fucking, I'm not. I was just with you. Like, that's pretty much it. Then the smile demon is not dead.
She goes to her ex's apartment and then they kind of talk and then it's revealed that she's still inside the cabin.
Yeah.
And that's where she kind of freaks out. And that's where actually she's outside the cabin, but she sees the real Joel, I think, show up. And then she's just like, oh no, I got to protect him. And she runs back inside, locks the door. And that's where it's his turn to get the demon.
You look like it's his turn to get the finger in the ass. Yeah, so I enjoyed that scene. I love that it was the build-up to being in the house, to then thinking you conquered it, to escaping, to going back into the real world, to seeing somebody, and then Joel just started looking at her in that apartment scene right before it shot back to her being in the cabin. But he had a really good creepy smile. I thought he had a better smile out of most of the movies, but he did it great. He was in the corner, started talking to her, and he was just big smile, and then it cut to her trying to run away.
Yeah,
she runs out the door, and then it's all grass, and then you see Joel there, and then that's when it was like you saw her run back in the house. Wait, do we see how she does it?
Yeah, she does self-immolation.
Oh yeah, you son of a. No, you stole my thunder. You stole it. I asked him during the movie if he knew what that unaliving was called, and he said no.
Hey, no.
And I told him it.
I said
and now
it was.
He used it against. He used my superpowers against me. How could he? No, I'm melting.
And he can't look away. He's traumatized. The movie ends, and honestly, there's actually a day later. That's when the second movie takes place because he only has 2 weeks. So,
well, hold on. That's for the next one. Stay tuned because we are coming at you next week with Smile 2.
So let's rate it in two categories. First as a movie and second as horror. So as a movie, you gave Emily Rose like a 1 or something, 1.5?
1.5.
You gave Talk to Me, what was that?
7.
I would give this as a movie 7 because I enjoyed it. It's above average. It has some lulls in it and it has some unintentional comedic parts, but just in terms of a movie, I would say it's 7 out of 10.
I laughed too many. I laughed. I had too many big belly laughs in this movie. It was less than Talk to Me.
I would give this one an 8 out of 10 for horror for me because I would be decently creeped out watching this movie. Just obviously when you're hanging out with people, you're going to be like, it's not going to be as scary because anything in a group is less scary. There are movies out there designed to thrill you in the theater with jump scares galore. Even though that's looked down upon, I think that will raise your heart rate a bit more than other movies. I don't even think
you talked about the jump scare that you liked.
Oh yes, there's
the sister.
That's for me. That's the creepiest scene in the movie. It's when the sister approaches the car after the confrontation.
So then she walks back to her car, and then she's like sitting there like all in defeat, and then you see her sister walking up in her pink.
Yeah, the camera's from inside the car pointing at the door, and you see the sister walking up. She's blurred. She walks right up to the car. Her head is like off screen, and then you see the head kind of go. Yeah, and for me, it was very unexpected. Maybe you saw that scene before, or I told you about it, but like for me, it was not as effective, obviously. But like the first time I saw it, Smile 2, we can kind of. Maybe we'll try to get immersed a bit more.
Not only that, I'm excited once again to watch number 2 on this list. It's a movie neither of us have seen.
Number 2, what is that?
I hope you weren't asking me that.
Okay.
What is it? No, fuck, I can get it. It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Number 1 is Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is.
Did I take I might have taken a screenshot. Hold on, I can check it.
There's 2 movies, and it's got a weird name.
Okay, I got the list. Number 1, Sinister. Number 10, Talk to Me. Oh, well, this might be an older one because I have Hellos at 9.
Oh, yeah.
Exorcism 8, Smile. One. I'm okay. Host, Skinamarink. I don't know what. I don't know host. I don't know Skinamarink. I don't know if host on the real list, but Skinamarink. I don't know what that is.
Exactly, but that's why I'm interested. But once again, I was interested in the Exorcism of Emily Rose, and that was
I seem to remember it being better when I was a kid, but I don't think I watched it properly as a kid.
You probably watched the other movie.
I think I was creeped out by the poster of her walking towards the white tree. I thought they were on the last movie. Like, it's so bad, it's bleeding over
Anyways,
into
let's
this
just
one.
wrap this
But
up.
yeah, okay.
We can talk about this in our own time.
We gave a rating. Would you recommend? I would recommend it. It's a good movie.
You know what?
It's emotional. It's scary.
You know what? A lot of people aren't as like, I'm very observant and I pay attention to shit. That's why I'm picking all this stuff out. Most people wouldn't care.
I wanted Brandon to watch it because I don't think he's seen this movie. Hopefully he was there for next week. It's Small too, because there's some good
You
jump
like that one
scares
better,
in this.
right?
Smile 1 I think was scarier, but there is a scare in Smile 2 I like a lot, so I'm excited
So
for
you're
it.
moving your camera by touching it.
No, it's an earthquake. I'm doing the Star Trek thing where the actors go like this. The Smile Demon. It's getting him like this.
It does that. I'm